Yeah, we've had a great time. I roped my brother-in-laws into coming for a vacation.
All right, sassy gamers, this is Phoenix Nova behind the camera here at MomoCon, and I'm here with Daniel of Jenito Studios to talk about his new game that he's demonstrating here.
So I'm Daniel Hull. I'm with Jenito Studios, which sounds like it's a big studio, but it's actually just me. I'm a solo developer. That's just kind of my moniker, the name that I use to promote the game. So I am making a game called Limerick, Cadence Mansion. It is an action horror game. So to reference some other games you might know, right? It's very similar to Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 8. It's first person, so it's a lot like RE8 in that. But it's also got a lot of Amnesia vibes. There are puzzles, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Five Nights at Freddy's, because it's also mascot driven. There's a marionette that the game is all about, and his name is Limerick, and you find him in Cadence Mansion. So you wake up in this mansion, you have no idea why you're there, you're in this prison cell, there's this robot named Peebo that kind of wakes you up, and your whole journey just starts from there. So the gameplay, you're looking at, combat, you're collecting weapons, fighting monsters, but you also have the puzzles, a little bit beefier than maybe what you might run into, RE, a little bit more like Amnesia, right? You gotta think them through a little bit. Don't want them to be too hard though, right? That's a little off-putting. So you go through, and that's what you're doing. You're solving puzzles, you're fighting monsters, you're collecting letters, reading them, hopefully getting an idea of the story and the lore, because you're having to piece it all together, right? So it's a little mysterious like that.
So what platforms is this coming out on?
So it's going to be coming out on PC, on Steam, sometime probably September, October of this year. I'd love to bring it to console at some point, but there's just nothing definite yet. There'll be a free demo of the game. In fact, that's actually what we're running here at MomoCon, is that we have the early build of the demo going, and it is going to be coming out in the Steam Next Fest on June 19th.
Excellent. And I see that you're using a controller here at the convention for controlling it. Is it keyboard and mouse and controller, or just controller right now?
It's keyboard and mouse or controller, and both are a very smooth experience. They work really well. You can switch back and forth between them. Key bindings you can change as well, and all of that updates. Like if you change the key binding, for the most part in the game, any of the cues will switch to that new key binding that you're using, with a few very small exceptions. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. And is this the first game that you've worked on?
This is not the first game I've worked on. So I have a background in any game development. I have no formal training. It's all been self-taught. So lots of Google, lots of YouTube, all that kind of thing. But in the past, I released a lot of smaller projects, some 2D games. Played around with 3D several years back, and honestly, it kind of stepped back from indie development. Then a few years back, started getting back into it. Decided I really wanted to give a go with 3D, so I got into Blender, got into Substance Painter, got into Unreal Engine. At that time 4, we've now migrated to Unreal Engine 5 for this project. And yeah, so not my first game, but definitely my first game of this scale, of this quality, and hopefully going to have a great launch with it as well.
Actually, that's a really good question, is what are you building this game in?
So I'm building it, and it started in Unreal Engine 4, and then when Unreal Engine 5 came along, I'll be honest, first week I jumped onto it because I felt like Nanite and Lumen and all that were going to change my workflow, and man, I don't regret it at all. It's been incredible. As far as PC performance goes, I have not lost performance, I have gained performance by switching to Unreal 5. I've tested, the lowest card I've tested on is a GTX 950. Clearly it's not going to look like what you're seeing here at MomoCon, but it still looks good, it works well, and you can expect 30 to 60 frames per second, a lot, running on older hardware like that, with some dips into the 20s sometimes. So yeah, Unreal 5 has just been awesome for me as a solo dev, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it definitely shows with the quality that we're seeing here as well. So speaking of MomoCon, is this your first time at MomoCon or any other convention as a vendor?
So this is my first time at MomoCon, and this is my first time at a convention as a vendor or exhibitor at all. So it's been you can probably hear in my voice is very raspy. I'm very tired. I have no idea what's going on, but it's been awesome. And yeah, we've had a great time. I roped my brother-in-laws into coming for a vacation, and it's been great. It's been a little crazy, but it's been awesome. We've gotten so much good feedback on this demo, so it'll be so much better when it comes out in Steam next month, I feel like, as a result of that.
Well, and that's definitely a good point, is feedback on the demo, because this is like, probably other than friends and family, this is probably the first time where you've had complete strangers playing something like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, with a few exceptions, this has been the first just total like you said, total strangers, which sets such good feedback because they can be real with you, right? You know, friends and families are like, oh yeah, it's nice, you know, and it's been very cool to see that for the most part, we've had very positive feedback. We've had tons of people play all the way through the demo, which has been crazy because you can spend like an hour to 2 hours in this demo. And we've had people just sit down and go straight through it. So that's been very, very cool. And then we've seen some, you know, big thing we've been driving here has been wish lists. You can wish list the game right now on Steam. I think most people know that's really helps visibility. And we've seen a boost there as well. So it's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, very good to hear. If you're comfortable with telling us, what's the coolest bug that anyone's found so far?
So the coolest / weirdest bug that we've run into has been that at a few of the save stations and a few of the doorways, when it has to load a new map back in, you will lose all control of the player and you start levitating up and down through the ceiling. And I have no idea what's going on. It's gonna be great to try to fix that when I get back. Probably has something to do with the spawn point and that it's clipping into something. So yes, it's been kind of weird. But other than that, most of the bugs have been very minor and they're not, even that one's not game breaking. You can return the main menu, jump right back in and you're good to go.
So what's been the most beneficial to you and your studio as being a vendor here at MomoCon?
For me, I think just the exposure. Actually, okay, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say two things. It's been exposure and getting all the feedback. And then the second thing has been networking, getting to meet other indie devs, learn from them, you know, networking maybe with potential publishers, networking with journalists, networking with, you know, content creators, influencers, YouTubers. That's just been really, really great to get that kind of, because, you know, we do that online through Twitter or whatever other social platform, but doing it face to face, just awesome. You know, it's been great.
So with that said, is it something where you're going to come back next year to MomoCon as a vendor?
You know, I would like to. I think it'd be really cool to be back at MomoCon. It's one of those things that we got to get through launch this fall, see how it goes, and kind of go from there. If I'm being honest. Now, obviously, solo developer, there's a lot of skin in the game, right? You know, you're really throwing your budget and everything else out there. But we're hoping, you know, it'd be really cool to be back next year.
Well, Daniel, it's been absolutely delightful talking to you today and talking about your game. How can people find you, reach you, or support you?
So probably the easiest thing to do is visit limerickgame.com. That's Limerick, just like the poetry form, right? limerickgame.com. Or you can visit jenito.com, jenito.com. And on either one of those websites, like right there up top, generally, you'll find all of our social links, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us there. You can find us through the YouTube channel. Or you can just look up Limerick Game on Google and you'll find a lot there as well. Or if you search Limerick Cadence Mansion, it'll all come up.
Awesome, Daniel. I'm definitely excited to look forward to Limerick. And thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your time here at MomoCon.
Awesome. Thank you, Phoenix. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Bye.